Well, even with all the buildings along the Las Vegas Strip and all the action here, this is one of the city's biggest attractions. Will be a great one between the Los Angeles Chargers and the Las Vegas Raiders. The winner gets a trip to sunny Arizona for Super Bowl 57. The AFC title game is
down. 49, guys. 180. 49. 180. We're good. We're good. 180. Here we go. Check three. Check three. Check three.
from the gun. They'll try to run it. And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. The game's first play produces 6 yards. Brings up second down. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And some room to work. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. 55 rushing yards rushing for him now. A great start to this AFC title game. It's first and goal. A chance for the first points of this AFC title bout. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there. Second and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he's over the line and in for a Raider touchdown. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Raiders are on the board first here in this AFC Championship game. Now for the extra point, Daniel Carlson. And that makes it 7-zip Vegas. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Herbert going to lead up the Chargers here, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll start out here with a jet sweep, and just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Here's the first carry for Austin Eckler. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
Going to throw on 3rd down with Herbert. This is swung out to Eckler. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Well, we know he can run the football too, but he's a good pass catcher. That's been on display here, Charles, on this opening drive.
And we certainly have seen the benefits of what he did in the offseason, which was spend more time with wide receivers, working on routes, working on cuts, in order to make himself a more complete running back and even more of a threat downfield.
And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a halt. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down. Eckler now between the tackles, and he'll make it only to the 43, a gain of 2.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. From the gun, Herbert on 3rd down. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48. We got to like what you're seeing from this offense here on the first drive. A nice, sustained series to begin the game, and it will continue after picking up another first there.
Would you say the word methodical comes to mind? I love the execution. I love what they're doing on this drive. They're controlling the ball, controlling the game, controlling the clock.
The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
He don't know no better. Hey, Mike 52. Mike 52. I'm going to run you over. I'm going to run you over.
They go back to the ground now with Eckler. He's able to work free for about 6 down to the 18.
They've created a nice sustained drive off of plays like that. A nice strong run there that keeps them advancing the ball.
58, right over there,
Eckler going to get it again on second down. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 3. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
3 down. Watch 10. Here we go, Shaq.
So 2 of 2 on 3rd down conversions on this drive, and now they face a 3rd and 3 here. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. Throwing the out route, and he's got Eckler. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. They call it a loss of a yard there. And that's going to make it 4th down.
Well, Brandon, we could see that play developing, and they were hoping that he was going to be able to put a move on the first guy and turn it into a big play. But no such luck. The speed on defense continues to get better and better in the NFL. Pretty nice example there of those guys being able to run from their assignments and finish off that play.
1st and goal, and a chance to get that initial touchdown right back. On the give, this is Eckler. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. 5 yards, a good run there, and now 2nd and goal.
That's good hard running right there on 1st and goal. That gets them down to the 2 and puts a lot more pressure on that defense.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. And they'll turn to the power game to try to get in. And I think they stopped him again. They did at the 1-yard line. A pretty big play now in this AFC Championship, 3rd and goal.
58, right over there.
Eckler. And they'll get him down just shy of the goal line at about the 1. He needed 3. He got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard. They'll run for it with Eckler. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Austin Eckler punching it in from a yard away. And the Chargers' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. So a big call there on their opening drive. They go for it on 4th and goal. It pays off.
And I think, Brandon, they were feeling like they needed to match that touchdown on the other end. They didn't want to give them an advantage by kicking a field goal and being down here at the outset.
And he'll get in, and they take an 8-7 lead. Well, they got down 7-0. They said, we'll go for 2, 1-up you, and they take the lead.
How about that for a little risk-reward, right? If you don't get it, you're only down a point. Let's go.
Bring this one out.
What down?
The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. So remember, Charles, last time they were out here, they scored, but they just saw the opposition score, and they're trailing right now, so they're trying to keep pace here. They need a touchdown drive.
Well, if you're a fan of offense, you're loving this, but if you're a fan of defense, this is tough to watch, and it's also tough to keep that up when you've just watched your opponent march down the field on a scoring drive that lasts into double-digit snaps. You need a score here, not just to follow the momentum from your last drive, but put the onus back on your opponent. And that's what they're doing right now, swapping that onus back and forth.
And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down. On 3rd down, they're going to run for it here. And he will have 1st down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. 74 yards on the ground in this first half with a Super Bowl berth on the line.
Hey, we're good. 180.
They fake the handoff. Now Carr. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Well, congratulations to them. This secondary, they've gone unchallenged so far in the first half.
On 2nd and 10, Carr out to the left. That's where, and oh, he coughed it up. And his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line. Obviously, you got to hold on to the football, but I've got to give credit to the defense there. Good job of knocking it free.
Yeah, because a lot of the time we just blame the offensive players for not taking care of it. How about the effort of the defensive players knowing that guys are going to, and if they're good, anticipate the contact coming and try and cover up the football. And they still find ways to knock it free.
That throw into the arm.
Just talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Herbert on first down now. Flush to his right. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage.
Let's go now. The mic. 70 Timberwolf. The mic. Hey, let's pin them in.
From the 31, Herbert. He's got it to Williams. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. 25 yards that time.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? Up the middle with Eckler. And he'll keep working toward that end zone as he's down to about the 2-yard line. Give him 3 on the gain there. 2nd and goal.
Hawk 70. Hawk 70. 58's the mic. 58. 58's the mic. Watch the run. Watch the run. Watch the run. Oh, man.
Trying to punch it in with Eckler. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. Austin Eckler with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Chargers will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Brandon Staley telling his troops to stay out there and go for 2. They'll try and run it up the middle. And he got it on the touchdown run, but he won't get in here. He'll be stopped short, and they'll come up empty on the try for 2. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
Let's go, boys. Bring it up. Now.
The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Finding room at midfield. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run.
694. Let's go.
Throwing on first down is Carr. That is caught downfield. It's Waller. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action.
49's the mic.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them out of the end zone as the first half winds down.
Let's get off the field, D. Let's get off the field.
Throw left side, taken in by Renfro. And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the second quarter.
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense can get down the field? It's taking them no time at all to get down here, and now they're set up with a 1st and goal.
So even though it's 1st down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. From the left hash, a chip shot here. The kick by Carlson is good. So a long drive gets them down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
All day, baby. Let's go. Let's go.
The Charger drive about to get going. And they'll have time for one play. That's it. 3 seconds to go before intermission. Sliding out of the pocket. He's airing it out for Williams. And that's caught at the 25. And they're going to move it down inside the 25. So we are halfway home to figuring out who will represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. As we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach? One more half to decide who takes home the Lamar Hunt Trophy as we're back underway in this AFC Championship. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Charger drive about to get going. And I think here with the lead, CD, they have to resist that temptation of kind of looking ahead. Would you agree?
Absolutely, I would agree, because they know the stakes. They know the winner of this game goes to the Super Bowl. And this one, it's far from over. They were the better team in the first half, but they do know that they're facing their toughest opponent of the year, and they've got to be prepared for them to fight it out all the way and add a few extra wrinkles in the second half as well. They need to stay on guard.
6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
Right over there. Yeah. Mike, 58, right there. Who that?
Once more, here's Eckler. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
Here we go, set. Hawk 70, Hawk 70. What we got?
They'll try the air now with Herbert. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And the Raiders pick it up.
Well, we may not see it behind the big play sheet that they like to use, but I'll bet there's a big grin on the defensive coordinator's face. A corner blitz, what we often call a cat blitz. Usually they disguise it, Brandon. You're up on a receiver. It looks like you're...
And he fights his way into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Raiders have taken the lead here in this AFC title game. Carr will look to throw. And this will be caught as they convert here for 2. So they go with a pass, and it works there on the 2-point try. Charles, just in general, what are your thoughts passing versus running on 2-point conversion? Situational?
It is situational, and you have to know your team. What is your strength? Because so many people think you have to throw the ball in a 2-point conversion, but the stats will tell you that running it is about as proficient. So know your team and go to your strength.
The Charger drive about to get going. Charles, you got to think the number one goal here is ball security. Remember, last drive they coughed it up, then they allowed the touchdown, and now they're trailing on the scoreboard.
Boy, the way you described it makes me think that that one actually hurt them 3 times. The fumble cost them potential points. Then they watched their opponent get a touchdown off of the fumble. And third, They lost the lead as a result. Really tough sequence right there. I don't think coaches have to remind them to hold on to the football. They've just got to find a way to get it done.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
Mike 52, Mike 52. Hey, that QB's trash. Let's go.
19 Lion. Check, go.
From the 41, Herbert. Eluding the pressure right. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble. So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 45-yard line. And Herbert able to get this one to Eckler out of the backfield. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering.
Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Picked up. Now he's hit on the return. It's a loose football. And the Chargers are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line. Well, do you want to unpack that one? And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They'll start in excellent field position following the INT. Now he dumps this off over the middle, and he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 20. So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he'll work his way inside the 30 now to the 28.
White down. You white 88.
Mike 9.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Carr. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 13-yard line.
Watch the pass.
Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. And this one's incomplete.
Well, no surprise there. He was looking for one of his favorite targets again as soon as he left the pocket. But the coverage was good downfield. They got right to the receiver and helped prevent that completion.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Now Carr. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. Touchdown Raiders. A great play there. Saving his best for the playoffs with his 3rd touchdown of the game. And the Raiders are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this 3rd quarter. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that pushes the lead up to 11. On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Charger drive about to get going. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you've got to do something
Heads up.
to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. Herbert's throw taken in by Palmer. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
Well, every drive from here out is definitely crucial and critical. They know that they need to get at least 3 here to get it back to a one-score game. But I can't imagine that in their huddle that they're thinking at all about getting a field goal. They want to get into the end zone and then try and get the ball back again.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up 2nd and 10.
Here we go.
Again, Herbert. And down he goes. Brought down a Raider sack. Brought down by multiple defenders, and it's a loss of 12.
No, check that.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And this one is incomplete.
Give it big credit for his coverage right there, because when he saw the route break deep, he stayed in position to prevent a completion while avoiding any risk of a flag.
41's the mic.
They snap it to Herbert. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 48. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by Bryce Callahan. And the Chargers are going to take possession of the football. 2-score game here in the 4th, and that pick, it kind of keeps the door ajar, doesn't it?
It does, and you wonder about their strategy, because with a 2-score lead, you would think maybe you're just sitting on it and trying to drain some clock. It's almost like they felt like, hey, we've got a good cushion. We can keep pressing it. It ended up costing them. Well, sometimes the defense just beats you. Great coverage from the secondary, all of them in the proper position. So instead of trying to throw into tight coverage, he found a way to throw it away and come back and try again the next down.
Now a throw here to his running back. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. That one good for 20 on the catch and run.
Well, that certainly has to feel good, and it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice 1st down. Drive keeps moving.
And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. Herbert now. Escaping the pressure right. Got a man, it's Allen for the Charger touchdown. Keenan Allen from 13 yards out. And the Chargers have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. And they'll have Herbert try and throw for it. And this is caught. They got it. And that could be an important 2 points. It gets them back within a field goal. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. And the pressure mounting with every passing minute. It's palpable right now. They're on top in the 4th quarter, clinging to the... And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked by Kenneth Murray.
Ready up. 60 Bison. Let's go.
On 1st and 10 is Spiller. And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
And he's able to carve out about 6 there, down to the 37.
Not a ton of room available on that one, but he made use of what space was available and gained decent yardage.
Hey, 58 is a mic. 60 Bobcats. 60 Bobcats. Go.
Herbert on 3rd down now. They'll roll him out right. And Herbert going to slide to a stop, and he has a 1st down.
Go. Here we go.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Watch the screen.
Herbert. He's got it. It's Spiller. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. 23 yards on the play. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown, and that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3.
That's good power football on 1st and goal. A lot of teams will throw from there, but that's a nice job to chew up a few more yards and get yourself closer to the goal line.
The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Again, Spiller. Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on 3rd and goal. Now a 2nd timeout called for by the defense as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. What a stand this would be if they can get the stop here, 3rd and goal. They'll give to Spiller, and this time he is in.
Yes.
A touchdown run there from a yard out, and the Chargers have taken the lead here now in the 4th quarter of this championship game. All right, now a big 2-point conversion attempt still to come. Now Herbert. Oh, no, he lost the football.
Well, that 2-point attempt failed due to the fumble, but people can't see this, but you've got a ball in your hands now, and you've got the thing locked in pretty well. You've got it covered up.
I love having a football in the booth. I always hang on to it. Makes me feel like I actually played back in my day.
Well, you probably could have. If you had run that play, you would not have fumbled. I can tell you that.
Maybe. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. The 40. 20.
And that's the type of return that puts a tremendous amount of pressure on the defense now. They've got to go out on the field almost like it's a sudden change, almost like it's a turnover. They've got to go out there and try and stop them. But, boy, what a tough spot they're in.
And he'll fight his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. So 7 yards from the 1st down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage.
Raider 9. We got to get to 9. The mic over there. Oh, yeah, I'm coming. Oh, yeah, I'm coming. Mike 9.
Carr. Toward the pylon, caught. And he takes this down to about the 2 before going out of bounds. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. So a big one coming now for Daniel Carlson. This to tie things up in the final minute. Carlson able to put this one through. And that will tie this game here in the final minute of play. So a big kick to get this back to even. Now the worry is, did you leave too much time on the clock? Because another field goal the other way, that does you in.
You're exactly right. You didn't get it to overtime yet. So now as a defense, you've got to think to yourself, you can't play prevent defense and just give up big chunks of yardage in front of you, but you also can't let anyone behind you. So you sit right on the line between the two, play the best defense you can, and not make it easy for them to move the ball downfield.
The Charger drive about to get going. Charles, obviously not much time left. I'm curious to see if there's enough for them to get into field goal range and try to win this thing.
And partner, you and I both know the safe calls to kneel and just take it into overtime. But it's also very tough to pass up a chance to win it right now as well. But remember, if you do attempt that, it's got to be a big play downfield and still leave yourself enough time to get your field goal unit out there and kick for the win.
Herbert to throw. Flush to his right. And that's complete to the right side. It's Allen. And they're going to get this down to about the 37. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds remaining.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Now another timeout called for by the offense. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play.
They were not fooling around at all, were they? Second and short, and they brought out the heavy package. Almost felt like the super heavy package against that defense, didn't it?
Yeah, I don't think they expected that much beef up front, and it turned into an easy first down conversion. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. Late game, that hurts. Take the touchdown off the board.
No doubt about it, and this is where you make a great movie scene, right? Go in, rally the team. Okay, we lost points there. Let's get it back and go out and score again. Can he get it done?
Now here's a timeout, as they will indeed call it with 5. Seconds to go and a chance with a field goal to win the game. So this is certainly a tough test here in the early career of the rookie kicker. And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left. And now this game's going to come down to the right leg of their kicker. This for a trip to the Super Bowl. And his kick here is good. And it's celebration time on that sideline as they have taken the lead in the final seconds. So in an evenly contested AFC title game, that very likely was the kick that'll send them to the Super Bowl.
And that's why you and I are up in the booth. Can't even imagine the pressure he was under right there. I mean, that's a career definer. And he stepped up and calmly put it through the uprights.
On to the Super
Describable. And when we talk to players from the past, a lot of them mention getting to the Super Bowl, winning a conference championship, even before they talk about the Super Bowl itself. All that hard work to get to your goal, incredible.
And that'll close the books on the conference championship. For Charles Davis, myself, Brandon Gaudin, and our entire crew, we'll talk to you in 2 weeks from the Super Bowl.